Today we are back at looking at some insane parents. If you don't know what an insane parent is, it's basically a parent that is crazy, and crazy in the bad way. Mum told me she was going to the store and said she'd be back by 9 p.m. She never went to the store and was at the bar for 6 hours. Hey, you said an hour, it's been almost 2. I'm exhausted and still need to get ready for bed. I have things to do tomorrow. I'll be gone for a little while. No, I have things to do tomorrow and I'm not watching the kids while you go to the bar. I'm assuming the last bit said bar, we didn't see the rest of the message. Okay, so this is what Reddit had to say. How old are you and how old are the kids? I'm 16 and the kids are 3.5 and almost 2. If it happens again, don't bother texting her. Call the police right away and tell them you don't know where your mom is. She said she was going to the store but never came back and it's been several hours. I know, so this mom literally said, oh yeah, I'm going to the store, and then it turned out she was going to the bar for 6 hours. First of all, that's scumbag behavior. Second of all, this person is 16 and they're expected to take care of a 2-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. They're not the child's parents. Yes, they're the siblings, but like it's different. How can you expect a child to take care of other children? I think it's time to remove that heart emoji behind mama in your contacts. I know, yeah, like that mama ain't gonna be a mama anymore. Might as well put a skull emoji. They then said this for a bit of context. For some context, she came back home at 2 a.m. She did all of this knowing I'd set boundaries because she does this often. She waited until she left the house to tell me she was going to do some other things. After I called her out this morning, she screamed and cursed at me that I'm a child and she can do whatever she wants. I don't think I'm an a-hole for standing my ground and asking for compensation. I'm a 16 female and my sisters are 3.5 and almost 2. My stepdad is also out of town for work right now, which is why I have no help. 100% insane. If you think it's safe to, please tell your stepdad as soon as possible. He hasn't said anything. This mum seems like a nightmare and this stepdad seems just as bad. Yeah, again, just call the police because at the end of the day, you're mine, you're 16. If your mum's literally disappearing for 6 hours at a time to go to a bar and come back at 2 a.m. while she's got a 2-year-old and a 3.5-year-old, as well as you being a child, like I'm pretty sure that's like kind of illegal. Hi mum, so this is a bit of a TMI post. My 4-year-old daughter co-sleeps with me and my husband. She's usually a very deep sleeper, but last night this was not the case. So hubby and I were having some adult time as we are usually pretty quiet and discreet. Wait a minute, so she's saying that her 4-year-old daughter co-sleeps with her and her husband and she's having a bit of adult time while the child's in the bed? Right, that is illegal. Since we never want to wake the little one, nor had she ever, but this time maybe we were a bit too enthusiastic, like extreme bed shaking type of enthusiasm, and my daughter wakes up and yells stop it guys, and I was absolutely horrified. We told her that I was trying to get off the bed and bump my head into the headboard so it made a little bang, and that we were sorry that we scared her. She took that explanation and went back to sleep and thankfully hasn't mentioned it again today. Not looking for advice or anything. Someone please tell me I'm not alone and their kids have witnessed such acts and that we haven't scarred her for life lol. I think it's time for this little girl to start sleeping somewhere else. I mean, look, she is 4, she should be sleeping in her own bed, but if she is gonna sleep with you and your husband, don't do it while she's in the bed. Like, that's weird. And it's the fact you guys are laughing it off like it's a typical thing that happens. Nah, this isn't. Oh, so this has got like 21 laughing reactions. Are other parents doing that? Ew, ew, ew. Why would you have intercourse with your kid there? Exactly so I was thinking. It's like, if you're gonna do it whenever the kids aren't in the house, or if you are gonna do it while they're in the house, do it while they're downstairs and like away from the bedroom. Put walls between you and the child so it means that they don't know what's going on. I still can't get over the fact they done it while the child was in the bed. Feeling blessed that my only evidence that my parents ever had blank is mine and my siblings' existence. I mean, honestly, that's me and I don't have any other siblings, so I hope they're still not going at it. I mean, I've never heard it and I don't want to. Hell, I remember hearing my parents having it when I was around 8 or 9, and that stuff stays with you. That girl might not have known what was really going on, but she won't forget it and she'll figure it out eventually. Gross. I mean, yeah, kids are kids. She probably does know what's going on, but she's like playing it off like she doesn't. I just can't get over the fact that like they were like, oh yeah, you know, oh ho ho, we done it, oh ho ho. Like, no normal person does that. I abuse my 6-year-old lol. Here's an Instagram screenshot and it says, when your kid doesn't respond to being spanked, if you know it works. Wait, I'm so confused. What am I looking at? Are they meant to be standing in the corner? I mean, first of all, you should not be smacking the child, like that's child abuse. Dude, what's even worse for this woman, for some reason she thinks it's okay to even photograph it and make it post-worthy. Like, as a teacher, does she have any idea this can obviously be proof used against her? Right, like what makes you brag about doing this? It means you literally see nothing wrong with it. I mean, am I the only one who doesn't understand what's going on? Looking at this post, like seriously, think about the steps she took to make this post. Did she just finish punishing her kid and thought, oh, let me capture this in a photo, put it up for all my friends and family to see how I punish my kid? Next, she had to open her app, select the photos and come up with a caption and think, oh man, others really need to see this. I'm assuming this video right here is some form of punishment, but like I don't know what it is. When your kid doesn't respond to being spanked, if you know it works. But what? I don't understand it. I wasn't spanked as a child, thank God. I won't lie, I can't see something in the bottom corner. Like it looks like a mark, but what is that? If you know what that is, comment down below. I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming it's something bad. dad. Grandma found out I've left the country and out of her control for good. Cue this email. You need to come back home. Jazetta Juliet, it is your grandmother. I know you have told us that you would rather betray your family than be part of it, but I felt that you should know that your mother is struggling with not seeing you, and I feel it is time for you to step up and start taking care of her. I'm getting too old, and at some point you need to become responsible and do right by your mom for the first time in your life. Okay, so I'm assuming this is basically like a gaslighting email. We also recently learned that you're in Norway now, which is amusing to say the least. We've all thought about it here, and we don't think it's the right move. All the family you need is here, and I don't see a reason for you to move across the world for a man who is not even God-fearing. Okay, so I'm assuming this is like a crazy religious family. I also think it's quite funny how they're like, all your family you need is here. Well, I mean, obviously not. You know, there's obviously a reason that she's moved halfway across the world, and it's probably get away from the family. It's a disgrace, and I feel deep down you know it's true as well. Your mother raised you better than to go off and be some house hoochie with a deceased-ridden European. You should be getting checked regularly. Whenever Miss Carlin, if you remember her, asks you, I have to lie and tell her you're doing fine and taking care of things that should be taken care of, like your mother and blank. I don't know what the rest of that says. But basically, her grandmother sent that email basically encouraging her to come home. But obviously, there's a reason. Like, I want to know what the context is. Obviously, she left. Probably the family are being crazy. I mean, imagine your family being that crazy. You literally flee halfway across the world. I don't know. Grandma calling her a house hoochie is the part that sent me into orbit. What is a house hoochie? Is that like a prostitute? Did her granny basically just call her a prostitute? I've absolutely no clue what a house hoochie is, but it sounds hilarious. There's a jazz bar near us called the Hoochie Coochie though. I mean, yeah, house hoochie doesn't sound good. It's probably an insult. I mean, I'd be proper devastated if my granny called me a house hoochie. I don't even know what it is, but I know for a fact that it's not good. And yet again, the family did seem like a very religious family. You know how they were talking about how you should like fear God. Look, it says right here, and I don't see a reason for you to move across the world for a man who's not even God-fearing. I mean, by the sounds of it, she is escaping this religious family because they're absolute cuckoos. How do I get my husband to understand that our son is 4 months old and does not benefit from spankings? Okay, I've just read 4 months old and spanking. This needs to be a CPS case. He doesn't spank very hard, but it still makes the baby cry even harder, and he also screams in his ear. It just makes the baby more upset, and it angers me a lot. I love my husband so much, but when I see him lose his temper with our kid, it scares the crap out of me, and I just want to smack the living daylights out of him for doing that to our son. Even though it's not doing any real harm, I still hate it. Am I in the wrong? What do I do? All I know is that I don't feel right about the situation. I mean, yeah, you should not feel right. This is a 4-month-old baby. Do you know what a 4-month-old baby looks like? This is what Google says a 4-month-old baby looks like. Basically a little mush. You know, that baby right there would not be able to take care of itself. But why is he spanking it? Like, what is a 4-month-old baby doing so badly it needs to be spanked? I mean, like, them babies can't take care of themselves. Good lord, hitting a 4-month-old. That poor little baby is in danger, and his mum probably is too if the dad is that abusive to a literal infant. I know, like, this is a 4-month-old child. This is a very, very young child. I mean, if he's doing that to a child, imagine what he's gonna do to you. This dad probably thinks he's doing the right thing. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a good parent. This is what dads do to their babies. Nah, this is how you get your child taken off you. I have a 4-month-old, and I don't know what she could do that would even be considered misbehaving. I know a 4-month-old child literally like sits there, poos itself, and cries. Like, it's not like it's throwing up gang signs, you know, like doing drugs. I haven't had a kid, so I decided to look it up. The development milestones for 4 months are things like turning their heads towards stimuli. I don't know what that is. Smiling and laughing, making ooh noises when you talk to them, studying their own hands, holding toys, and opening their mouths when they see milk. There's literally nothing a child this age could do to earn any sort of correction, let alone punishment. I mean, yeah, that dad needs to be arrested because that is like not the right thing to do. It's a potato. It literally has zero idea what's going on, let alone the ability to decide to misbehave. I mean, yeah, do you want to know something? That mum, if you're watching this video, please leave that household and that man, because if he's like smacking your baby. And it says right here, how do I get my husband to understand that our son is 4 months old and does not benefit from spankings? And then she also said it scares the crap out of me. Even though it's not doing any real harm, I still hate it. I mean, it is doing harm. This is a baby that's 4 months old. You know, if you shake a baby, you could get like shaking syndrome, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. This is very concerning. I hope this mother literally drops her husband immediately because that is not right. Isn't my family great? Could y'all turn that down some, please? Because the music just woke me up. You ain't got school tomorrow. Your dad said eat it. Oh, y'all was just complaining about me going to sleep early, then keeping me up at 1 a.m. I want to sleep. Oh my god, these parents seem like right idiots. My alcoholic partying parents used to do this to us. They called it music night, usually ended in a 4 a.m. physical altercation. 6:30 kids missing the bus. 6:35 kids arguing over who's gonna knock on mum and dad's bedroom door to tell them they have to take us to school. 6:40, god damn it, these effing stupid ass kids missed the bus again. Well, probably because it's all your fault. 6:45, loading up into the car and getting verbally assaulted the entire time by whichever drunk hungover parent drove us to school. The rest of the day was always crap. crap. I always had early morning band practice, and my band director hated me and thought I was a problem child for being late to practice, but he had no idea what was going on with my home life. I mean, yeah, a lot of times teachers can be very, very cruel, but they don't understand what's going on behind, like, closed doors. Most families are not perfect, you know, a lot of families have issues. And it kind of, like, irritates me sometimes whenever I see, like, teachers purposely being mean to kids. It's like, if a kid's usually acting up or playing up, there's a reason why, and it's usually because something bad is happening at home. Core memory unlocked. My first period English teacher kicking my desk while my head was laying on it screaming at me that it was one thing to disrespect me enough to sleep in my class, but another to disrupt everyone else by snoring. My dad was up all night drinking with his buddy in his basement, blasting music as usual on Tuesday nights. Exactly, like, why are parents like that? That's so shocking. I'm so happy like my parents aren't like that. Like, I had an amazing upbringing compared to these people. Oh yeah, F your mum for that. I'm so sorry for you and your sister. I hope y'all found your way to a peaceful life. Honestly, that seems absolutely awful. I'm a happy dog and cat mom. My little sister has 2 kids and she's the most amazing mom I know. Her kids are awesome human beings. Okay, so that was the original poster. She basically, you know, confirmed that, like, they're doing good, which is great. Sometimes kids with terrible parents grow up to become wonderful parents themselves. We learn what not to do. Yeah, that right there is true. Like, some of my friends have had awful parents. Like, whenever they have kids, they're going to be much better. Again, it actually makes me quite sad, you know, everyone didn't have an amazing childhood. Because I feel like they were just kids, you know, they should have everything in the world. A happy home, a bed to sleep in, good food. But sadly, that's not the case for, like, a lot of families. Well, anyways, guys, that was some insane parents. If you want to see me look at some more, let me know, definitely will. Press bigger to subscribe and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video.